Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind FPS in the Aberration Investigators server. My name is Mira, and I will be playing Sammy Satomi today. And with me are the very wonderful.
Hi, I'm Flech. I forget that my name is in the top of the order sometimes. um, since this is Aberration Investigator, you all can probably immediately guess that I'm going to be playing our horrible little boy by the name of Camille.
Whom we love very much.
Yes. Hi, I'm KT and I'm playing Sasha, Redacted, Sammy's long lost sister. I hold her up. Hi. She's a cat. I place her back down. She skitter off.
So we have a bird, a cat, and a baby.
Yep.
Or I thought it was a seal. I don't even know what I'm referencing. It's okay. Anyway, who would nowhere else exists except the painted lady unless we want to go to somebody's house and or apartment.
Let's see. Camille
They-
probably wants to talk about the stuff he wants to talk about in private because, hey,
It is heavy.
yeah, that's not exactly you'd want people to overhear in a public space like the Painted Lady, even though Painted Lady does have some sort of plot overhearing armor. It's fine.
It's fine. Also, name of FPS is Rainbow Connection, and Angst warning, probably medium.
Yeah,
I jazz
please
hands.
do mind the warnings and all that.
I back up Mira in the jazz hands.
Considering the characters we're putting together.
Yep.
So yeah, where are we dropping, boys?
Does Camille still have his fucking apartment?
I'm gonna say at this point probably not because it has
Okay.
been months. The lease is
I'm-
probably up by now.
I'm laughing because Camille never got the fucking key back from Lore.
Or you have a key to some random guy's apartment now.
Lore like, hell yeah, this is not good, but also yay, crime? Who knows? Anyway.
He's just
Poor
here
random
now.
Anyway, legit, where are we going? I don't know the setting well enough.
We're probably gonna need to drop in at the oh gosh, brain, why did you just delete all of
So there's House of Paint, and then there's Leo's house.
Yes, but well, technically Sammy does have the basically the offshoot paintings now.
Yeah,
Um
which is why I offered up either.
yeah.
Does Hop want to meet Camille?
Let me just really quickly roll a D2.
We should have decided this, but
Yes.
we're smart. Yes. Hi, Camille. Do you want to go into a random painting?
Has he been in the House of Pain before?
He has not, because any
Oh.
other any other opportunity before Into Silence happened would have been going through the dead zone in Toontown.
There's a dead zone in Toontown. Man, me remembering how little I know about the world of Ironclaw.
It's the zone of silence around
Fuck you.
Sammy's garden.
Yeah, and I simply scruff a small rhythm boy.
Yeah, no, there would be no rhythm there, and that's bad. That's a dead zone.
I forgot Sasha got no rhythm.
It's
Anyway,
fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
He
fine.
has met characters who don't have rhythm before. It does throw him a bit, but it's fine.
They've been dead. Anyway.
I mean, Glue's state of aliveness is debatable.
Comment, that is exactly what I was thinking.
She ain't got rhythm.
We have to be under 30 seconds. Anyway.
Alright, so how are we
Wait, no,
getting
it's 10
this
seconds.
boy into that?
Well,
So I actually have a concept. If they hung a painting in Leo's house temporarily, then they should be able to do it safely.
yes.
Mhm.
So, Leo, you suddenly have a painting in your... Well, no, you have
Yeah.
a random door that you didn't remember was there before because the painting turns into a door.
Yeah,
when
it
it's
could
hung
be
up.
that Sammy put it there post
I just imagine
Sammy
like a
could
post-it
have
note
put
being
it
like, "Don't
there
worry."
post night tier game.
Oh, yeah.
Just, to check in, and also because Arata was staying overnight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. So I'm going to hope that Sammy told Leo, but also if Sammy forgot to tell the owner of the house, that would also be in character, I think.
I'm gonna roll intelligence really quick.
I will say that Sasha would leave a note because she'd be concerned about the other house members. Hi, I hand you a
Leo
considerate
seeing
cleric.
a note in entirely foreign handwriting. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, no,
Just
he
be
left
like,
a note.
"Hi, I'm Sammy's
Okay.
sister. Don't worry about it."
He pinned a note to the door. You're welcome.
Good. And Sasha would be like, "Please leave a note. This is a random fucking door that wasn't here before."
Sammy
It's-
shrugging. Toontown. Well, wait, no, this is Villestown. Toons.
Yeah. This is Villestown where everybody's suspicious of everything. Anyway.
Still doesn't spontaneously generate doors.
Sammy shrugging. In his experience, there have been spontaneous doors. So, he just shrugs.
We're not House of Leavings. This is not a House of Leaves situation.
I wasn't referencing that! I just think it's funny!
Fair. I feel obligated to, so that way when Avi listens back, Avi will come and destroy all of us.
I remember the explanation that they gave, and I'm really glad I remembered because I wanted to read that fucking book, and I don't normally want to read books. Dabs and dyslexic.
That's gonna be a trip for you, I think, but hey, it's fine.
I love
It's fine.
trippy books. I look at my favorite book series. Anyway.
Anyways, yeah. So, Camille needs to talk to Sammy. Sammy probably wants to check in on Camille post all of that.
Mhm.
And Sasha wishes to see a baby.
Yep.
Yes. Sasha wants to hold the child.
Yes. Also, Mira, I'm guessing that Sasha has been coming back to the House of Paint so far
Mm-hmm.
after exploring because she got nowhere else
E.
at the moment. So I hand you a stray cat of a sister.
Yes, good. We hold very soft.
Anyway,
Valid.
I
Yeah.
hand the DM reins to either Flech or Mira.
Oh, wait, I need to really quickly pull up the, since we're in the House of Paint, we need the maps. So.
The map. Also, hot seeing a small child for first time. Real exciting.
Yep. Oh gosh, I need to look. I know what Hop calls Sammy. I can't remember what Hop calls Sasha. And now I have to figure out something that Hop is going to be calling Camille.
I think I penned it. Anyway, you pull up the maps. I'm going to go through our DMs very quickly.
It wouldn't be in the DMs, it would be in Into Silence player chat.
No, because remember I gave you suggestions.
Oh yeah, right. I can remember stuff.
Looks away.
Okay, we gotta get to the right server.
We
Operation.
think
remember.
things through here.
We're just
Did I-
playing by the seat of our pants, guys. I don't know what you're
I
talking
feel
about.
like we had things planned. We lied to each other.
We had ideas,
concepts.
but
We
not
had
how
it.
to get here.
Yep, we had
Yep.
concepts.
We had concepts.
Oh, we
had
forgot to
really
ping.
solid concepts.
Oh, right. Whoops.
Oh, well, nothing's started yet, really. So. Man, I love how all of our DMs are just me asking technical questions and making your brain fry.
Yeah, you do. I love you. My brain still hurts from all of the Dunane stuff that we did for our own project.
You're welcome. I will never not do that. Everyone I'll ask 2 questions and then accept everything. Me, I will ask so many questions.
Mira going, wait, no, I haven't thought that far ahead.
I'm like, you better now, because here I am. Motherfucker. Jazz hands of ominous intent. Man. We always talk more than I thought.
It's alright, I love you. But yeah, we have the map.
Thanks about the Dora the Explorer song.
Don't you dare get that stuck in my head, you pecker.
Karma.
Why is it karma?
Do you know how many times you've gotten something stuck in my head?
This is fair.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, you guys can still set up the scene while I look for things.
Fair enough. Besides,
Fair.
I don't. Is Hop gonna pull out the whiteboard? I don't know. They might just wave. I don't think in canon they've figured out the whiteboard yet. Anyways.
That's okay.
It's fine. It's all good.
Oh, and I also just realized, since mentioning the House of Paint, Camille, you're gonna get to see said painting as soon as it's not in my don't mind me, I gotta really quickly wait, no, I have my iPad right in front of me. I can just send it. I am scatterbrained. Do not mind me.
You have brains?
Rude.
Don't worry. If I'm bullying Mira, it means I love her. She knows this.
Yep. And I love them.
Yay!
Where is it? I gotta remember. Oh, there. Okay, good. Good. Okay. And post. So, yeah. Let's kind of start in media res. Hey, Camille, what is, Sammy's... What is your reaction to Sammy pulling out a whole huge painting from his hammer space?
You know, it's a very nice painting. He's probably gonna wait and see what Sammy would do with that first.
Fair enough. He is gonna look for a piece of the wall that is not occupied and can also hold a door and hang it up. And suddenly that painting will turn into a door with a golden little knob.
I'm gonna hand you that Sasha's just waiting in the House of Paint.
Yeah, that tracks.
Camille's... He has seen the ellipsis before. So it's not the mechanics of it that's doing something to him. It's like why are you putting a door in our house?
'Cause you want to talk to me and I care about everybody in the house, but this might be more private. Also, I mentioned you offhandedly as Camille, not the other stuff, and she wants to hold a child. She misses when I'm little.
Sasha, who did not expect Sammy to say that to the child.
There is a small sigh, but Yeah, no, that's fine. As he's just, well, leave a note for Leo so he doesn't think the house is haunted.
Oh, right.
That-
I'm just gonna say he, like, digs out from his pocket a little piece of paper and has a note explaining what this is.
Has happened so many times, has a disclaimer ready.
He just is like, oh, right. We should do that. Yeah, that's important. I love my himbo boy. He's so stupid. But yeah,
Sometimes you're just a little stupid, and that's valid.
yep. So he's gonna open up the door and lead you into a little foyer area where you can take off your shoes and stuff. It's very kind of Japanese. You know how they have the little area where you take off your shoes and then step into the area of the rest of the house. Yeah, there's that. And
Yeah, Leo's house has a little space like that as well, because I physically cannot play a character who keeps their shoes on inside the house. Just listen, I am half Asian. No.
I just hate shoes. Like Mira
Valid.
can attest. As soon as I can have shoes off, they will be off.
Yep.
Yeah, listen, I just don't understand it. Okay, it's fine. But yeah, so Camille's probably already had his shoes off because he was in Leo's house.
Probably,
So-
yeah. So Sammy probably would already have his shoes off, but yeah, that's the first thing you see. And then further on, you see a living room area that kind of has a half wall that leans into the kitchen area. Hey Sasha, where are you?
Probably waiting in the living room reading something.
Okay, yeah.
Unless they want to be in the library nook.
Do you want to be in the library nook or in the living room?
I guess
Both have
living room.
couches. Both have couches.
Okay, cool. Living room.
Okay, yeah, Camille, I'm not gonna have you roll for this because this is very obvious. It's the second thing you see in the room. Yeah, there's Sasha on a couch, apparently reading a book, and then there is the kitchen area. And some other doors leading farther in. There's a hallway further back. Yeah, this is Sammy's house of paint.
Yeah, you see a Toon with short black hair. It's wavy and curly. They got a mark on their forehead. There's a cat with some sort of gem in their forehead on their lap as they read this book. You can't read the title. She just looks up at you, closes book, puts it back in hammer space.
Camille gives her an awkward little wave.
She returns it.
How much would Sammy have told Camille beforehand?
He would have mentioned in both letters and talking to Camille in person about Sasha. So Camille would know about the whole entire, hey, this is my long lost sister who has now lost her memories. But I'm starting to get my memories back with her a little bit. So I know she's legit.
There.
There's also a strong resemblance. I jazz hands.
Yeah, very fair. Yeah, so Camille's gonna sort of do an awkward little wave. And he's probably gonna let her make the first move because he does not know this person.
Hi, she's just staring at you, waiting for you to make the first move.
Sammy's just sitting here going, oh man, I thought this would go better. Sweating.
Sasha, this is going great.
Sometimes you're both just staring at each other.
Yep.
But once it becomes obvious that Sasha's not gonna make the first move, Camille's just gonna go, hello?
Hi. Can she roll insight?
Sure.
Cool. It's because she's got that silence thing going on. Also, hi, I have a bullshit stat for once. 18.
Fair. I'm just gonna flex my own bullshit stat.
Shit.
I
Yeah,
squint.
he does very much look and act like a child. This is totally a 7-year-old. There's some things that you can tell that he's a little unsure of how to progress with you because he's not trying to hide that. Really the only thing that deception was for was to see how well he's being baby, which is
Wonderful.
very, very well.
How's his silence off the bat? It doesn't have to be super specific. Silence is usually not specific, but just the flavor.
This boy sure do have a lot of secrets. He cannot hide the fact that he has a lot of secrets.
Wonderful. I feel like the only thing that Sammy said about Camille is baby is detective is friend.
Yeah, but she would have sensed that he is holding back on something because he does know some of the secrets.
Yeah.
So there would have
Things
been
that I know,
there would
but
have
not
been
my characters.
there would have been a little growth of silence as he mentions Camille and doesn't elaborate.
Sasha just like noted, don't pry. Sasha kind of scoots over on the couch and gestures if you guys want to sit and just says, you don't have to be awkward if you don't want to. I'm not very good at peopling either. I'm Sasha. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. I've heard a little bit about you from Sammy.
She nods. Same. She smiles. Her shading goes a familiar sunny yellow. Except hers is textured and it kind of swirls.
Nice. Camille is going to head over to the couch, but he does quickly send a look to Sammy like, hey!
Help!
Hey, when she says that you told her some things, that doesn't include any secret bits now, does it?
I feel like she can guess the awkwardness if you're okay with that and just looks at Sammy and says, maybe you should sit in the middle. Also, the only things I know about you are that you're 7, you're a detective, and that you're friends.
Sammy just thumbs up, grin, like he hasn't said anything.
Sasha, who's not stupid, it's very obvious to you, Camille. She knows that there's something unsaid, but that she's not going to pry.
He notes that, is grateful she's not gonna pry, but also makes a mental note of, let's be careful here.
Hands you a cleric with stupid insight.
Sammy just he is concerned for Camille and just, oh gosh, brain, please function. Okay, recalibrating thoughts. He is gonna sit in the middle since Sasha kind of is like, hey, why don't you sit in the middle? And so he shall sit in the middle, and he kind of turns to Camille and goes, I know you wanted to talk to me about a few things. I trust Sasha, so if he takes a moment and goes, so if you need to chew me out for anything, please just don't hold back.
Sasha takes one of Sammy's wings and plays with it to help calm him down.
Oh, he melts. He is now goo and just leaning on Sasha like, oh, okay.
She's fixing the feathers.
He just lean. He is melty.
She beam.
There is a moment where all is peaceful before Camille sort of stands up on the couch, leans over, and very gently baps you on the forehead.
Okay, here we go. Yep.
Sasha giggles.
Come on, use your baby hands. I know you can do it.
No, I'm quite satisfied with that, actually.
He just kind of opens up one eye and is just like, wait, what? That was it?
I'm not happy about learning in such a roundabout way about you having a guess.
He shrieks.
Wait, does Sammy know about that?
I kind of feel like Laura might have briefed him a tiny bit.
I feel like, okay, yeah, no, he probably would, considering past discussions they've had. Okay, yep. Thumbs up.
Yeah. But, all that said, I am way too tired to actually be angry at you, and honestly, I'm more worried.
I'm sorry that I didn't tell you in the letter before coming back to Philstown. By the time I got back, it was more stable, more taken care of. Kind of. It's not fixed, it's still there, but Lorem, for some reason, he cancels it out for the most part.
I did hear about that from him.
And he doesn't really look at either Sasha or you, Camille, as he kind of just looks at his lap and goes, I've already messed up so much. I didn't want you to. He just kind of fidgets a little. You guys can roll insight if you want.
25. Dabs.
Alright. Camille has the much less bullshit of 20, but that's still 20.
Okay, with a 20 and a 25, you guys immediately notice that he's trying really hard not to show that he's scared, but his shading is a light purple edging close to shame on him, which is a dark blue purple anyways. And he's looking at his hands, and he just Sasha, you realize that Sammy was scared that because he messed up you were gonna leave.
Sasha kind of reaches over and takes his hands and gives him a platonic kiss on the cheek and says, Sammy, we're not gonna leave you just because you make mistakes.
But and he just kind of looks at you, Camille, because, hey, there is certain stuff that he did in front of you that you know about.
He looks at Camille like, say that you won't leave him. Hi, this is an older sister. You clock that immediately.
Yeah, Camille kind of just lets out a short little sigh, like, Sammy, you fought off a frankly terrifying, otherworldly nightmare for me.
Sasha, who
One
did not know
that
this.
I kind of let fester and grow, even if on accident. And honestly, I mean, you didn't leave me for that. I'm not gonna leave you because you made a mistake. And honestly, if it came to it, I would do the same for you. Because I mean, we're family, aren't we?
He just. The boy has teary eyes as he nods and just kind of leans over and pulls you into a hug, Camille, because it just. Oh, okay. Relief. Oh. Oh. He's still scared, but he is also soothed by, the fact that, like, hey, we're siblings. We don't leave each other. And I hold my boy and shake him a little.
Yeah, Camille just pats Sammy like, I know what it feels like to be afraid that people are going to leave you, and especially if you're worried that you'll fail or make a mistake or just not be enough for them. But just because you're afraid of those kinds of things doesn't mean that they're true. And you probably uh fishes under his cap for a moment before he produces a funny little two-headed crow that seems to be made out of shadows.
Huh.
Sammy actually relaxes at the sight of the crow because just like, oh yeah, crow buddy.
Sasha, who
Yeah,
just
and the
blinks.
crow kind of hops over to sit on your shoulder.
He just offers a hand, like, hi buddy. Do you want rubs or no? And if the bird kind of presses against his finger, he will do the little bird scritchies on the neck.
The bird very, very much likes that, though the other head is starting to get a little jealous.
Sammy basically like extends two other fingers to like scritch at the other bird.
Good.
The other
You
head.
must pay attention to them both.
They demand it.
And Camille sort of smiles a little, like, it might be scary, but it's a lot less so when you have someone with you. You know, that is why we have the support group.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I just get wrapped up in my own head sometimes.
A small nod, and Camille's just. There's a little laugh as he's just, trust me, I can understand. And there's another little gesture to the crow.
He laughs a little because, oh yeah, huh. Oh, you really do get it.
Yeah. There's kind of no doubt about that. You saw it for yourself.
Yep. Sammy is a lot more relaxed now.
Don't feel guilty just because you need help. That's what we're all here for.
Sasha
And-
pokes Sammy's face to like say, yep.
Sasha.
It's a gentle poke.
I'm speaking for everyone who lives in that house too. I I don't think anyone there is about to leave you for any reason. We want to know about these kinds of things because we want to help, and I'm not about to go spilling your secrets, but just remember we're all here for you if you want.
Thank you, Camille. It means a lot.
You get a little smile and another very gentle bap on the forehead.
He does make that noise.
That said, if I would like to know a little bit more about what all has happened, and even if you are managing to deal with it for now, I would like to help with the GS too.
The Gios is from a person named Valari Lancaster. The professor had, I think, gone to his, not, basically visited the city that he is lord over, and Valari wanted me to bring in another friend of mine because they had there was trade stuff involved, and my friend was a part of that, not as a victim, not as someone perpetrating the cycle. And before I actually met up with Fleur, I almost managed to poison my friend because that was what the Gios wanted me to do. I wish I'd never opened that letter. I should have listened to you, Sasha. I'm sorry.
Sasha kind of takes your hand and kneads it and just says, well, we already had a talk about that, and I don't hate you for it or anything like that. Know that if I ever sound angry, it's not because I hate you, because I'm afraid I'm going to lose you.
Okay.
I don't want to lose you again.
I don't want that either. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love you.
Love you too. That's what the Gios wants for me, is to, no matter what, take my friend and bring them to Valari. But it was weird. The Gios professor had cast Greater Restoration, which should have taken care of the Gios itself. But all it did was just soothe away the fact that I was able to talk, but I wasn't able to say that it was still there. I tried when it wanted to, when they wanted me to hurt my friend, I tried to make it as obvious as possible so I could get caught. And I did, but I I was so scared, and the letter, it didn't. There were no curses or anything on it, but when I touched the letter itself, it had a red powder on it when I touched it that you couldn't see until you touched it. Like it was laced with something.
Sasha kind of raises her hand and adds, it was like magic mixed with something not magic. Like somebody had messed with magic in a way that made it harder to remove.
Camille notes that. Sends a gives a quick glance to Sammy, and may I roll Arcana?
Sure.
Can I also roll Arcana?
Sure.
Me, who likes rolling.
It's just
I don't-
fun to.
Like seeing random numbers.
Oh, that is actually a very good roll. What the fuck, little man?
Average. Makes sense. Her Arcana isn't great.
And Camille knows a good bit about Arcana because he has to know a good bit about a lot of things.
Understandable. Also, I think about backstory of Camille.
Yeah.
All right. So, Sasha, starting with you because you got an 11. Beloved.
Yay.
You basically kind of are thinking about what you guys had talked about, what Sammy had mentioned, and you feel like there's potentially a second part to the Gios. The Greater Restoration might have gotten rid of something, but not all of it. Hey, Camille, with that 26, you realize that, yeah, there's definitely two parts to this spell that was cast through a contact-based powder that was both mundane and magical in nature, kind of like a mixture of alchemy and magic. And with that 26, you're thinking, and you realize that the Greater Restoration got rid of the pain causing element of the Gios. But that leaves the obedience section of the Gios still active. And to get rid of that, you're gonna have to figure out a ritual.
Oh boy.
Would they figure out anything about their since the connection of Laura and Sammy and how that's interfering? Because they rolled really well.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that would. How much does Camille know about Laura's stuff?
Everything.
Okay, then yeah. I feel like
Yeah,
Camille
Laura
will be able
kind
to.
of-
Ding!
Yeah.
Light bulb.
Yeah, see, there is an actual light bulb that happens.
Yeah. Thinks about how Laura mentioned that their applied phlebotomum blessing curse thing, the god shit, everything, probably just innate lore shit messing with Gios. Also, ink. And eyes. Connection. Jazz hands. Hands you puzzle pieces.
I take these puzzle pieces.
And eat them.
Yes. You know me so well. Yeah, so Camille makes note of that as he kind of just. He is very much thinking for a while, like, the little double-headed crow, he has not told you the crow's name, but the crow's name is Spades.
Oh.
they're still nuzzling Sammy while he is thinking. And then a little light bulb goes off. And he sort of starts to explain what he's figured out.
Sammy is listening raptly.
So is Sasha. She even, you see her stare intently. You realize she hasn't really blinked at all. And it's like she's making as many mental notes as she can.
Phil is very much not thinking about that, not questioning that. He knows he has been to Halloween Town. He knows about the undead and all of that. It's sure he is making a small assumption here, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you do notice that. I mean, your passive is enough, I'm sure.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
a
your passive?
20.
Yeah. Can't hear rhythm. Don't hear heartbeat.
Yep, that's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It did throw him a little bit, but he's not about to, he's gonna wait to ask about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he kind of just explains it all, tells them basically what you just told me
Mm-hmm.
and about the ritual, and then he kind of just mumbles and trails off into more thoughts. Detective mode TM.
You see Sasha smile, like big old Jubilean smile, eyes closed and everything, as her shading goes green as you mumble detective things. And you get what's your passive? Oh, she's very fond of you.
Oh.
Sammy's just gears above his head legitimately as he starts thinking himself because he's like, okay, what kind of ritual is this? Because
There's a nod as he's just. I'll definitely need to research rituals and such a little bit more, but we do, at the very least, have a direction, and we do know that it is something that can be fixed. And honestly, uh, the fact that you won't feel that pain even if you disobey, even if the urge is still there, that's very much something to be grateful for.
yeah, before the Greater Restoration, it took my voice, and he just kind of he reaches up and just kind of rubs at his throat and just shudder.
You get
Sasha
a
takes
little
his hand.
you get a little nuzzle from Spades.
There's a
And
very
a
thankful
small
scritch.
pat from Camille.
Sasha, knowing his brother is voice cleric, having voice taken, traumatic.
Yep.
Yep.
That's tantamount
Oh.
to losing your soul.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so you are very much given comfort, Sammy. You deserve it.
Yeah.
He is melting under all of the comfort and just, oh, good vibes. We have good vibes here. That's good.
Yeah, eventually Camille does pull back as he's just, but you have it back, and we do have a direction, so.
Yeah, it is. We're gonna fix things. I know it's going to be fixed. It's just scary.
Stressful.
Yeah,
And
stressful's a very good way to put it, actually.
well, I can certainly understand.
Sammy just kind of shares a look of understanding with Camille because, oh boy, yeah, he sure can understand.
Yeah, it sure is scary having something very important and central to your identity taken and not knowing how to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind Sasha noting this.
It's fine.
Everything's fine. They're fine.
And there is a pause as Camille's just. I am glad that you told me. I know I didn't exactly find out in the best of situations.
Still sorry about that, by the way.
About what?
Just not being brave enough to tell you myself.
Well, I'm not exactly someone who can judge on that front.
But I promise I'll do better.
You're given another little gentle forehead bonk.
Mm-hmm.
He's just. I know that you will. So don't beat yourself up over it too much, okay?
Okay. I'll try. I just hold my boy. He is a little miserable meow meow right now.
Yeah. I don't think Camille has wild shaped around Sammy, actually, has
No,
he?
he has not.
So Camille pauses for a moment before he's just, well, you know something that can cheer you up?
He tilts his head.
There is admittedly something that I forgot to tell you as well.
Blink, 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 blink. Shading turns gray as he tilts his head.
And he sort of rubs his neck as he's just, so I might be a druid now?
Blink, 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 blink. Shading goes sky blue. And like, oh. Really?
Yeah, no, it's very surprising to me too. You would not expect that of me.
Sammy,
Right?
nod. he knows who Sam was. Sam was not a druid.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sasha kind of giggles.
Sam was very much a bard. Is Camille kind of just does a little shrug as he's like, it's I'm still figuring out why, but it sure has been interesting.
Sammy nods sympathetically because that's a mood. Wings.
Yeah. But that does also mean I can, and he pauses to think for a moment before there is a poof and there is no more Camille. Instead, there is a very tiny kitten.
Oh, instant
Hi.
sparkle eyes as Sammy just kind of leans down to cup his hands like, can hold? He will let Camille choose.
You get a little mew as he climbs into your hand.
Sammy just brings up Camille and is just like, ah. His day has been
And then
made.
sniffing. There's a white cat who's very interested because kitten? Huh? The fuck?
Suddenly, this involves her.
Yeah, just like, huh, cat? Hello. Sasha, who's just like sparkle eyes over here very quietly.
Sammy's just like quiet tears streaming down his face. He's just like, you're. I don't want to insult you, but you're really cute as a kitten.
Sasha nodding enthusiastically.
There's a little bit of a snort from him.
You're just
does.
so tiny.
He does kind of eye Pamela back curiously because when he was a cat he could understand Genie, and granted he can understand Genie regularly now, but still.
You get like mental purring in your head.
Oh.
Yeah, she licks her head.
He has been licked. There is very much that little scruffy, like, just licked look.
Hi, Pema, grooming instinct for kitten.
Yeah, he's skrunkly now.
You gotta fix the hair. Gotta fix the fur. Yeah, Sasha kind of pulls her back because she's going a little overboard. She's like, Pema, not actually a kitten. Pema looks sad.
Meanwhile, Sammy's just like, I will love and treasure you always. I already love and treasure you always. He is having an emotion.
Yeah, you get a happy little merp.
He does like he's definitely doing a bird trill, a dove coo right back at you because just so cute.
Adorable.
He can't contain the just how adorable you are.
Pema would like the baby back, but Sasha's like,
Yeah, Camille does also reach out a little paw to Sasha.
Sammy
he holds
will
out a
bring
finger.
Sammy will bring Camille a little closer to Sasha.
I'll just be
You
like,
get-
yeah.
There's a nod because, yeah, everyone wants to hold the kitty. He has accepted this.
Yes. Me wants to see a thing really quick. That was animal handling. She gives the best scritches.
Okay. Let me just... Alright, that's what your bad rolls have gone. He just melts. Puddle.
Yeah, it looks like she has a kitty experience. Looks at Pema. She knows exactly where to pet to make you melt.
Good. Yeah, he is absolutely purring now.
Sasha is dying. It's a baby.
Sasha has achieved her one and only goal for this whole baby.
It's the only thing she's ever cared about. She actually asks if she can hold you.
She may.
She holds very carefully in hand. Very good scritches and pets. She holds you for like 5 minutes before handing you back to Sammy.
Yeah, once he's handed back, he probably takes a little bit of time to recover himself.
Recover some dignity.
Yeah. Before he poofs back to human again so he can use his words. Gives you little jazz hands.
Sasha, enamored. Sasha got to hold baby.
Yep. I'm just sitting here. Sammy's just giving me happy vibes now.
Oh. And Kira's just like, so, yeah, I can do that as well.
That's so
You have a Pema.
cool.
You have a Pema investigating you and sniffing your face.
He loves the sniff.
Sniff, sniff.
And gives
Sniff,
lick
sniff.
on cheek. Settles down on lap. Sasha like, I am so sorry.
She's getting pets, but she's just like, oh, it's okay. Arata has Genie who has frankly done worse.
Yeah. Genie's a great.
Sammy just kind of like is like sitting there trying not to lose it. Because he knows certain things about Genie.
Sasha knows Genie can talk. All of them know Genie can talk. Sasha does not know. Camille knows this.
And Camille does not know that Sasha knows.
Fantastic. Sammy, who knows that probably both of them know, but does not realize that they don't know.
Sammy doesn't know that. Wait, no. He would realize that Genie would be able to talk to Camille now because of the whole entire nightmare games.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just sitting there just trying not to laugh.
Genie has actually gone ahead and scratched me before, so that was an experience.
Sasha
Likes to bully
sighs.
me.
Careful, Pema might do the same. You hear very loud purring in your head.
There's a small snort.
Sammy is very happy now. Thank you, Camille.
Sasha's just fidgeting with her hands. And if you want, you can roll insight, Camille.
Sure. Oh, I love having awful, terrible mods.
21. Fantastic. First off, you realize you've seen Sammy's scars, and you know that they scar with emotion, right?
Yep.
Cool.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because considering they both stayed in the hospital for a bit.
Yeah.
The star face kind of pattern that she has on her hands does not look like part of her design and looks very similar to scarring that Sammy might have in concept. She is signing as she's fidgeting, almost like mumbling, and it's like the gist of it is her not knowing what to do or how to move on with the conversation, and she doesn't seem aware that she's kind of mumbling and sighing as she just kind of looks off.
I mean, that's a mood, though.
Yeah.
Camille sort of tilts his head curiously and is there anything you would like to talk about?
Sasha kind of looks at him and just says, I don't really know. I try not to pry.
Well, pry about, what exactly?
She kind of looks off thinking, well, I know that you have a lot of secrets, and I'm not very good at peopling. So I try not to ask about what would be related to that. But if you have questions for me, that's okay, considering that you don't know me, and I know that you found family Sammy, and so I must be suspicious.
And he thinks for a moment, and he is gonna roll another insight as he's absolutely not hiding it. He's sort of very much looking you over right now.
Sasha seems to try to make herself as open as possible.
Yeah, with that, he's basically...
You can even
like,
roll with advantage if you want.
fair. With that, he's basically like looking her over, sussing out her intentions and all of that. I'm gonna stick with the 24 because I rolled the 12.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, she seems earnest, that she cares about Sammy. What things are you just like vibe check?
Basically, just a vibe check.
Vibes seem on the level. She does seem to be able to sense stuff about people, but not necessarily the specifics. But I think Sammy probably mentioned silence cleric shit.
Yeah, in the letter he probably would have mentioned just offhandedly that like she has some silence stuff going on, and kind of probably rambles for a few paragraphs about, I don't really understand it a lot, but I feel like it's the other side of the coin to me being a voiced cleric of Prismatone? Question mark. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Question mark, exclamation point, question mark.
Yeah. If you have any specific questions that could prompt an answer, I will also answer.
I think he's mostly just doing a vibe check right now. And once that very obvious vibe check is over, he gives you an approving little nod as he's just, no, I think you're fine.
She gives a thumbs up.
I mean, Sammy trusts you and seems to remember you, and you don't have any bad intentions, so I don't.
She nods.
And I am working on being less paranoid, so I am. I think you're fine.
Well, sometimes it's good to be a little paranoid. She smiles.
Sammy kind of just sweating next to her because him not being paranoid is what got him into that mess.
Yep.
Yeah, but you have also seen just how paranoid this boy is.
Yep. So he's just kind of sweating for both reasons, because it's just like, heh heh, heh. It's a good thing he's not this paranoid.
It's
kind
it's a good thing to have a happy medium. If and I don't know where I was going with that, but that's fine.
Yeah. She kind of kicks her feet a little bit. Not sure what to do. She's happy to meet you, but it looks like she really isn't used to carrying on a conversation.
Oh. And he kind of pauses as he's just, well, what have you been up to? I guess.
In what regard? Recently, or?
Well, mostly just. Camille, I'm not sure if you want to say that. Because he was about to say, well, if I lost my sibling, I would do my absolute best to keep tabs on them always and know where they are. And it's like, okay, why don't we just file that away for later, buddy?
I mean, you can say that if you want to, but it will have an answer that will be NXT. But she won't be offended.
Yeah, he looks like he's about to say something. Stops because, one, that's rude. Two, that makes him sound like a creep. And so he's just, well, I mean, it sort of took you a while to locate Sammy, I guess, so so something must have kept you.
Yeah, how much do you know about Sammy's past?
Looks over at Mira.
Crap. I feel like Sammy would have let Camille know about the whole entire Sinclair stuff. following up with all the Toon trade stuff, probably on an off-screen conversation they probably had while they were still in the hospital together.
Yeah, because I feel like Sammy probably would have briefed Camille on that, since Camille, one way or another, got involved in something like that.
And giving Camille context for why he kind of went a little crazy.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure about the rest of Sammy's backstory, because that sure is a lot of stuff.
If you ever want a quick recap, I point out Shades of Fear.
Yeah.
Sammy just is like, he would have told Camille about parents being kind of shitty, with the whole entire family business being the drawing of ink, and that is how they're connected to the Toon trade, and then how they got, their house burned down, and he was on the run for a while, and this was before Sammy knew that, oh hey, Sasha was there, and helped him get out, and they were together for a little bit before Sasha told him to run. So
and she didn't make it.
Yeah, there's a reason why Sammy was alone for a bit.
Yeah, so Camille thanks for, but before he's just, well, Sammy has told me a lot. He thought that you were dead.
I didn't even remember her up until a certain point, because of, he kind of gestures, the whole entire silence thing where I met Sasha. Yeah, it was in the ruins of my hometown for a while, so it probably ate my memories. But we defeated it, so I think it's coming back. Finger guns.
Sasha does the thumbs up. She just nods and says, well, I don't remember everything because my memories got messed up. I think Sammy might have mentioned that.
He nods.
I had a blessing from the new god of silence, I guess. Len. And she seems very affectionate about talking about this deity, which I know your opinions. However,
listen, he's atheist, but he's not a dick.
I look at you.
He's not a dick in that way.
And she just says, he had given my family a blessing when we, at some point, so that we could hide. But recently it got amplified, and so I don't remember much about family things. However, I do remember the ink draws. I don't have as many spots as Sammy, but when Sammy escaped, I didn't. And so I've only been free for a few years, and we wanted to make sure where we were was safe before we tried to find him.
Also, hey, Camille, roll me, oh shoot, what did I have people roll? I think it was a whiz? Roll me a whiz save really quick.
It was either a whiz save or history, depending on what they were trying to remember.
Right.
Well, same mod.
Okay.
And he decided to say, no, fuck you.
Well, so when you were, thinking about, oh, yeah, Sammy had a name before Satomi. Wait, what was that name? You very specifically remember the blankness of that. There used to be something there before Satomi. Sammy wasn't always a Satomi.
Redacted.
So yeah, Sasha's telling the truth. Some powerful magic wiped out the record of the Jax family.
Camille squints at that, and he probably goes to try and get his notebook from his hammer space. But then he kind of just sighs because wait, no. He met Sammy after the name change. So he wouldn't have written down the other name.
Yep.
As he just says, like, well, that's gonna be something that haunts me. Cool.
She kind of laughs. Yeah. But no, normally I would have looked for Sammy. I wasn't able to. Until recently.
And if I'd remembered, I would have looked for her. But memories got numbed on. He kinda just does a finger gun weekly.
Sorry, what was that last
Very
part?
tired sighs. He's just, I really hate memory fuckery.
Yeah, it's not the best. It really wasn't fun.
Sasha just smiles a little weakly. But yeah, Camille, it's not hard to piece it together because she basically said it. Oh, all this time she's been caught in the Toon trade.
Yeah. He is making note of that. I pet my boy. He has seen horrors, so it's fine.
It's fine.
He's actually pretty well equipped to deal with that kind of shit.
That's good.
Yeah. Listen, he's a homicide detective.
Yep. You figure that Sasha knowing that is probably one of the reasons she's being open with a 7-year-old about this shit.
Yeah.
Also, despite acknowledging that you're a 7-year-old, she seems to be treating you on the level.
Which is something that he is grateful for, but also, yeah, he's gonna have to try and not slip up. I say, Camille having slipped up numerous times.
Sasha, who's just like, well, he is a homicide detective. If he was only baby, that wouldn't make sense.
Toons.
Toons.
Yep. Sasha just like, yeah, no, Toon, that makes sense.
Actually, you want to roll a quick investigation?
Investigation is not her best. I thumbs up.
Suffer.
Hey, I already am.
Because I say this, you're gonna roll well.
I hope so.
Oh no. Yeah, nope.
Yeah.
Full Toon.
Full Toon.
As Camille just nods as he's, well, I'm glad that at the very least you're reunited now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just... She kind of trails off.
Sammy
You okay?
tilts his head.
Well, I wish I knew where the rest of us were.
Yeah, me too. Because I need to at least talk to them first before moving on.
Yeah, also, I'd like you to meet the others.
Oh yeah, we've got siblings now!
Sasha beams.
Man. Camille, I can't believe I'm gonna be a big brother! Am a big brother. What?
My chopped liver?
He
He's kind of got a little smile on his face.
He splutters like, you know what I mean? I technically already am a older brother because there's Tally, and he starts listing off some of the other younger people he knows. There's you, Timmy.
I just know that our parents are somewhere. They were caught too. And we have 3 younger siblings. I don't remember their names though, or where they are.
Oh, considering what's going on right now, that might be for the best.
They're the best. Yeah, I know.
Do you remember if they also resembled you, or?
Yeah, they did. I think so. I think I have a photo somewhere. Me has to roll. Hammer space.
Hammer space time.
Here we go.
Yeah, I feel like she has shown you the picture, so Sammy, but I don't know if you remember everything about it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, she pulls out 2 photos. One is a current family photo. It looks like she probably drew it. It's well done. And then one is, have you ever seen Sammy's photo of his parents that's burned?
Looks over at Mira again.
I don't think he's ever fumbled it out, and also it's currently in a box right now because thanks to all of
Yeah, so probably not, because you.
Yeah, there's what looks like a current like little painting drawing thing of two adults. One that you assume is their father, who seems to be missing an arm. One that seems to be their mother, who has an eye patch, and then 2 small kids who look like twins, and a slightly older one. And Sasha did mention they were out for 2 years. That oldest one is definitely older than 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so
And
he
then
nods
Sasha's next to them. And then the old one is, you see a younger Sammy and a younger Sasha with those same parents, except without the injuries, and it's burned around the edges. She hands them to you.
Camille looks them over, commits them to memory, and hands them back over to you, Sasha.
Mm-hmm. You do notice that the father has more... actually, no. He wouldn't look like that right now. Never mind.
You know,
Unless,
I don't think... Question. This is very important. Sammy didn't have hair in those photos, did he?
Nope, no hair.
Yeah,
and neither did the younger siblings, except for Sasha when she was younger, had hair.
Yeah. So he hands them back over, looks over at Sammy.
Sammy
starts reaching his hands out.
Sammy leaning back, turning pink because he knows exactly what this is.
Camille continuing to approach.
What are you doing,
Sasha
Camille?
leading Sammy forward.
No, Sasha, no.
Just blank face, leaning Sammy forward.
Congrats, there are no little baby hands in your hair.
It's not a wig.
I mean, I just wanted to check.
Noise.
I think we get hair if something emotional happens. I don't really remember.
He blinks at that because, okay, weird. Moving on.
Yep.
Students sure are like that.
She does a shrug. Hey, Mira, would Alexander have looked different?
No, he would have had he would have, like, aside from injuries and some of the scars and stuff, he would look remarkably the same.
Okay. Cool. You did notice, Camille, that none of the people in that photo had pointed ears.
Did Sammy have pointed ears when Camille first met him, or
Nope. This was due.
Nope.
fair?
Sasha also has pointed ears, though they seem a little bit more articulate, like articulating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he kind of just tilts his head like, design change then?
She tilts her head.
I think so.
A nod, and let's see.
Sasha kind of seems like she's trying to remember something and just says, I know there's something that I'm forgetting that is relevant here. And just sighs.
Sammy just leans over and pats her head.
She
It's a
nods.
mood.
She also looks at her shoulder.
Len just kind of blinks and shrugs.
She does a shrug back.
Camille looking at this, hands still in his pocket because he's trying to fish out his notebook.
Yep, you don't see anything there. You just see Sasha seeming to react to something.
Staring.
So like, oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see him or not, but this is Len. Gestures at empty shoulder.
Yeah. Len?
Len.
Len,
She mentions that
unseen
the god
waves.
of silence. Yeah, she mentioned that the god of silence, his name was Len.
Alright. He notes that, and then continues to fish in his hammer space like that's nothing
fine.
happened. It's fine.
Yep.
Sometimes you atheist, it's fine. And
Yep.
he produces his notebook, and along with the little pen, and makes some notes. As he's just, well, I'll keep an eye out for them.
She nods.
Considering everything.
If you do find them, make sure to immediately say you know us. Otherwise, you might. She looks off to the side. You get the fact that they're very protective of where they're hiding.
Don't worry, I will. Thankfully, I'm not really the intimidating sort.
Well, it's kind of a blanket protocol, you could say.
Sammy
I
blinking,
understand.
not picking up what Sasha's putting down.
Hands you, if not a way of asking Lynn to help silence the memory of them, fills in other bubble.
Yeah, no, but I point at Sammy. He dumb.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just also makes note of that, as he's just, well, considering everything, if I do run into them, would you two like to know, or?
Please.
I think I would.
That would be really appreciated, yeah.
A nod, as he's just, alright, I just wanted to be sure since you...
Memory shenanigans, yeah.
Yeah.
I did forget to mention in the old photo, Sasha used to have red hair, not red hair, white hair and red eyes. Whereas now it's blue and black.
Sometimes, That is also just filed under design change.
Yep, I just hand you that because I did forget to mention it.
Valid. Yeah, so with all those notes squared away, he gives you a little smile as he's just, I'll certainly try to help you however I can, even if that is just keeping an eye out for now.
Her shading, which had for the most part stayed cyan, and you figure that it's some kind of meditative shading. You do notice that she has a lot better control over her shading than Sammy. And it just goes yellow and green, kind of textured, and she just smiles like, "Thank you."
I mean, hey, if your Samly's... Fuck. I need...
I believe in you. You got this.
I mean, hey, if you're Sammy's family, then you're kind of my family too. And I want to help the both of you out.
Her
I am a
expression.
detective after all. That is what we do.
Her expression stays kind of neutral, but somehow you know she's excited and whatnot from her shading, and literal little flowers pop around her head and spin. She's very happy to be like, sibling. She's trying to keep it contained. You get the feeling that she would very much like to hug you, but she's respecting boundaries.
He sort of opens his arms a little bit. If you want to hug, then sure.
Yeah. She moves surprisingly fast to scoop you up and give you a big hug.
There is a little surprise squeak.
Yeah. You do notice that if she was undead, she shouldn't be this warm, even though her hands are cold.
There's also a mental note there. And she is then filed away into the same nebulous state that Glue is.
Uh-huh. Probably has something to do with the fact she's a silence cleric. Anyway, she gives you a big hug. And then after a few seconds, kind of hesitantly lets you go a little bit, though you are on her lap a little bit, and she looks apologetic, like, sorry. Miss Little Sibling.
Sammy did tell me that you missed hugging.
She just nods and very carefully sets you back down and says, thank you. And just kind of goes back over to her seat as her shading kind of goes a purple bluish or whatever, and you figure that she's a little embarrassed.
Oh. Yeah, Camille genuinely does not mind much. You get the feeling that he's used to people really, really wanting to hold him.
Mm-hmm. You get the feeling that despite potentially catching that, she still feels like she should be respectful.
Oh.
Also, you get the feeling that she is reading you pretty well, not too deeply, but you again figure it's the silence.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Also, her shading is different than Sammy's. Not the same colors at all. Like, some seem to align a little bit, like the yellow, but hers manifests differently. So it makes sense that Toon Trade would want both of them for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of just kicks her feet and whatnot and just says, well, is there anything else I can do to make you feel comfortable?
And he sort of tilts his head. He's just, I'm fine, I think. There is one other thing I wanted to talk about.
She tilts her head.
Okay, wait, well...
Huh?
They said, wait 1 moment.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Sorry about that. I had a very bad sneeze.
Oop.
Oh, gesundheit.
Yeah. Alright. But yeah, Camille, he says, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. And his eyes slide over to Sammy.
Sammy starts sweating again.
Sasha had tilted her head when you had said that, and then follows your eyes to Sammy, like, huh?
Camille's got the little smug cat face grin.
Sammy sweating even more.
Sasha signs cute.
You know, the Geas isn't the only interesting thing that I learned from lore.
Yes?
Actually, wait, he'd probably use Remy there, but it's fine. As he's just
Lore said he didn't mind, but yeah.
true. But he did want to do that much at least, as he's
Uh-huh.
just I picked up some very interesting things during that conversation.
You did?
Especially since you two have been spending a lot of time together.
He's starting to blush and he's just kind of like, mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see Sasha for like the first time get her own like cat grin, and you're like, okay, is a sibling. And she kind of looks at you, and while Sammy's looking at you, signs they're dating.
There's a snort as he's just, yeah, I figured.
Sammy is dying. Send help, SOS. Laura's getting a lot of feedback of flustered.
Lore, somewhere off in the distance. Fuck.
Usually when someone starts dating, it's customary to tell the rest of the family.
Sammy just starts stuttering.
Yeah, he is very much being a little shit about this. And he sort of goes to inspect his fingernails as he's just, so, have things been going alright, or should I tell Leo about the news?
No, things are fine. Things are fine. We don't need to involve Leo. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. I don't need to get stuck in a car wash again. Everything is cool.
Sasha, what?
Car wash?
When I get splashed in the face with a lot of water, car wash.
Oh, okay. She looks confused.
I put you in a car wash?
Sammy points at the water fight.
The water fight's different.
When I was
Wait, the water fight or the soda fight?
the soda fight,
Mm-hmm.
but there was the water.
That's different. But I don't know.
No,
I kind of want to tell him.
no, everything's fine. No, you don't need to tell anybody.
Sasha quietly raising a hand in the background.
And Camille just tilts his head like,
She has a
yeah?
question and doesn't want to interrupt. Who's Leo?
Oh, Leo is my brother.
She nods.
He's actually the one who owns the house that I'm living in right now. The one that Sammy put the door in.
Oh, she beams. Is he nice?
Oh, he's nice. Just, we don't need to embarrass me in front of the nice boy.
I think you should, though.
No!
I think I should. I think it would be fun.
I think he should. Sasha agreeing. Hi, she's not immune to cane instinct. At least not with Sammy.
Sammy kind of just flops into your lap, Camille, and there's just a hiss. Sam, I swear to God.
Sasha,
Camille
question
just
mark?
gives him a grin and taps his little bow tie, and you hear in your head, I don't believe in God.
Oh.
Also, hey, Sammy, did you say Sam out loud?
He did, but he said it quietly.
Should I roll, would that be insight or perception?
That would be perception, because he did try and whisper it.
And
I should actually roll stealth.
if I can catch this, I will.
Okay, that was a 14 on stealth, so he kept it pretty quiet. Let's see how well Sasha can hear, though.
25! Hi, she has one skill. It's wisdom-based scores. I look at her 4 strength.
But yeah, Sasha, you completely heard Sammy hiss at Camille the name Sam.
She looks confused and tilts her head, and Camille, you can roll insight.
Alright.
Yeah, she heard.
This is gonna compound Sammy's guilt. He was trying to be quiet.
Yeah.
She raises a
Nope.
hand. Oh, actually, is there silence around that name as a reaction?
Yep. That's definitely a name coded in silence, I would say.
Can she roll for insight on Camille really quick, because she's trying to figure something out?
Sure.
Okay. 18. Would she
Alright.
be able to figure out if this was connected to the silence that she had gotten originally from Camille and Sammy?
Camille's passive deception is 19, so...
Hey, Sammy. What's your passive deception?
Passive deception is, 1 sec, it reloaded on me. Gosh dang it, 1 sec.
That's you.
Okay, imported. Go back to character list. Grab Sammy's sheet.
I do a wiggle.
His passive deception is a 14.
Yeah, would she be able to hint that it was connected to whatever awkwardness you felt secret-wise, silence-wise with Cam? Just the name, would it have a similar silence?
I look at Flech, considering the fact that Sam is tied into the whole entire other bucket of worms that is Camille. I shrug.
That is up to you to decide. You know a bit more about how that works than I do.
Okay, then
So
I will say
it's not so much specifics as the flavors might match.
yeah. So that flavor matches.
Oh, you see, Camille, you see Sasha look at you, look at Sammy. She heard that name. She takes a deep breath and says, I'm guessing that's a secret. I won't say anything. And she doesn't press further.
Sammy actually turns like, hey Sasha, you suddenly see Sammy's shading go from pink to purple real quick. When you
It's
said
okay.
that.
I can actually have Camille step in here with his horrible, horrible... God damn you, buddy. Okay. So this is a preemptive deception. As he's just... Oh, Well, sometimes Sammy calls me that because, since he's a detective and I'm a detective, sometimes people like to joke about me being a mini him.
May I roll
Especially
insight?
since I can do this. And he taps his hat and puts on the disguise that makes him very much look like a miniature version of Sammy.
Sasha immediately signs cute and looks so happy. Her eyes are sparkling like a Ghibli. There are little flowers just and happy things around her in a Tuna style. May I roll insight, however?
Sure.
Meets it,
Got
beats it.
puts that in my hand.
Hi, I have someone who can bullshit insight. Looks at Lore, looks at Sasha, me. Victory!
Yeah, you can definitely tell that there is something there, since you did only just meet the score. Um, you can tell that this definitely is a cover, but you're not sure what it is for.
Uh-huh. You can roll insight to see if she caught it or not. Hi, 4D chess time.
Oh boy. Sammy's just kind of got his face pressed into Camille's side, just like.
You're
Yeah,
given a
Sasha.
small pat from the crow.
3. Yeah, that was. She doesn't have any bonuses to deception. Not that she was trying to hide anything. She was just trying to be discreet. She knows that wasn't truthful, but she's not saying anything.
Well, he's not gonna dig himself a further hole.
Yeah, I think actually she'll just nod and be like, okay, and just smile. I won't say the name though.
A little nod. And he taps the hat, and it is back to it's back to normal for him.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Sammy's just dying because every time he tries to be sneaky, it backfires.
Mm-hmm. Sasha does gently take your hand and say, it's okay, you probably just felt comfortable with me. You know that I like to keep secrets for other people. And you're not used to how well that I overhear without meaning to. She has a Ghibli and sweat drops. You get the feeling that she doesn't always mean to get as much as she does.
Sasha, do you want to roll insight on Sammy real quick, though?
I would love to! Hi! I've never had a bullshit score before. I can potentially keep up with AI.
Welcome to AI, where you either have a bullshit perception, a bullshit deception, or bullshit both.
Well, I am
That's
flavoring
29.
this. I am flavoring this as Sasha knows her little brother,
And silence.
You immediately can tell that, hey, Sammy feels like he's really bad at keeping secrets because people keep finding out certain things from Sammy saying certain things.
Sasha just smiles and squeezes his hand. It doesn't necessarily mean you're bad at secrets so much as everybody around you is good at catching them.
You hang out with a lot of detectives, Sammy.
She nods. I mean, you've mentioned like a bazillion already.
I shouldn't be ever trusted with secrets ever again.
Well,
You're given a very soft pat.
Mm-hmm. You hear Sasha say, well, Seeker has been telling me that sometimes if you can't lie, because you know I'm kind of bad at it. She's very bad at it, Camille. Sometimes it's better just not to say anything, because then you neither confirm nor deny, and they can make their own conclusions, and they might be wrong. So even if your shading is a giveaway or whatnot, if you don't say anything, then the person whose secret it is can always see if they can, she looks at Camille, come up with a smart story because you didn't say anything.
There is still just a whine in his voice, and he just is melty. Very melty. He's just defeated. This has happened too many times. He appreciates the comfort, but he kind of needs to wallow.
You like the cat again?
No, this is okay. I'm just melts further.
Or sympathetic pats.
He is just a simple boy.
Sasha pats him and then looks apologetic and says, Can I mention what happened the other day?
What happened the other day?
You weren't yourself.
Right. That you can mention that.
Camille, are you comfortable if I show you something?
He'll pauses and just nods like,
Alright.
She puts a finger to her temple, and as she pulls it away, you see what looks like a tape reel, and she hands it to you. And you know basic arcana. This is a slightly different version of record memory or whatever it's called. What is it? The cantrip.
Encode thoughts?
Shoot. Encode thoughts, yes.
mm-hmm.
And she's literally going to show you what happened.
Alright, he takes it.
Yeah, there's this moment while Sammy and Sasha were having a conversation where he said something that was very unlike him, and it's very obvious it was not like him. And Mira, you can elaborate.
Essentially, it was a Sammy that was not Sammy. Had tilted his head towards Sasha and had said, and I quote, "I apologize for the choices that I will have to make."
Real squinting at that.
And as soon as you see it, the film disappears.
Before it does, though, you do notice that Sammy had no visible recollection of ever saying that. Like you see Sammy come out of the fugue state or whatever, the peck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do also catch Sasha making sure he would tell the others, like Professor.
Which Sammy did.
Mm-hmm. Hi. Sasha has the brain cell.
Yep.
That might comfort Camille, knowing that Sasha seems really to have his best interests.
Yeah. So Camille looks at where that was, looks over at Sammy, looks over at Sasha, and
Sasha looks very worried.
So, you have... I'm guessing you don't have any idea what that was about?
Sammy shakes his head. I didn't even really remember it.
Sasha kind of fidgets. There was a weird silence around it, but I don't know what it was. I'm not sure. It was like Sammy, but not Sammy. She fidgets. It looks like she has thoughts, but no solid anything.
Would you like to share your thoughts?
Sammy, is it okay if I share privately?
Oh, okay. I can, go...
No, I can use Pema.
Oh, right. Okay.
You guess that Pema works similar to a familiar, and Pema, who again made themselves comfy on your lap, kind of sits up and puts a paw on your chest, and suddenly you hear Sasha's voice through Pema just say, "I'm wondering if it has something to do with his rage. It's always been a part of him, but in a way that I'm wondering if something has started to affect it, or maybe it is part of the chaos. I really don't know, because it really was like Sammy, but not Sammy. But I have no idea if that's true. I just don't want to bring up the rage in front of him, because he always feels very guilty about it. Something happened when we were younger, and it just compounded from there."
There is a small nod from that as Camille sort of rotates that information around and kind of he kind of fiddles with his bow tie again, which is how he casts message. As he's just,
I'm afraid that I've never seen Sammy rage, so I wouldn't know what that's like.
Sasha would Sasha remember the incident with Nanny?
Yep.
Now that they talked about it.
Yep. She would have recalled that, because that was more Sammy related than it was family related.
And with someone who wasn't necessarily family. She takes her finger and puts it up to her temple again and pulls out another tape and hands it to Camille.
And Camille holds it.
Hey, Mira, do you want to say
yes, I can
that incident?
Yep, I can describe this. Let me paint a word picture.
Because Sasha saw it, right?
Yeah, so Sasha was kind of there. Like, she was kind of like in the doorway while it was happening.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Camille, you are drawn into a memory that is faded and kind of misty around the edges. Very clearly a flashback style animation going on. You are in a dark hallway, and you can see a very itty-bitty 7-year-old Sammy with a tall human woman with dark skin and chestnut brown hair and brown eyes, guiding Sammy by the hand down this hallway that is a lot darker and ominous than it really should be, considering the fact that there are like lanterns on the walls and everything. There's a very ominous feel, and you notice that Sammy has started to clue in on this, and there is an exchange between this lady and Sammy where Sammy there's just this moment where it flips, like there's like a switch that flips inside, and Sammy starts flipping his lid. He flips his shit and his shading goes red, and I want you to roll me perception real quick.
Okay.
Can they have an advantage because it's through Sasha's perspective?
I do not need advantage.
Never mind, I forgot who I'm talking about.
That is
right.
Funny.
With a nat 20, Camille, you notice something that I, as DM, reigns over this little section, am saying that Sasha never clearly saw. But as Sammy starts to lose his absolute shit, there are these sketchy figures behind Sammy that reach over and start to squeeze at the lady's wrist. And right as Sammy kind of takes his free hand and kind of, while still flailing in this little baby barbarian rage, goes smack, right on this lady's wrist, the sketchy figures also go and hit that very same point. And something snaps, and the lady lets go of Sammy with a scream, and Sammy goes scrambling back, and he does not look like the calm, collected person that you know Sammy to kind of be when he's not a nervous wreck. It's this little feral child growling, even at you, which you realize is Sasha. He's growling at Sasha. He doesn't see family, he just sees a threat. And then...
You also can tell Sasha's perspective is from a table.
And then the memory ends.
Camille holds all of that, rotates it, and would he be able to piece together that little bit of information, or should I roll?
No, with that nat 20, you would have been able to parse all of that.
Yeah, so he fiddles with his bow tie and looks at Sasha as he's just...
Sammy's haunted?
Has Sasha ever, during Into Silence, did she see the figures? Did he rage?
I don't think so.
Okay. She just kind of uses message or Pema just to say, maybe I really don't know. I can sometimes see ghosts, so maybe, but maybe not in the traditional sense.
Yeah, no, Sammy's haunted, Camille.
Yeah, Sammy, he knows for a fact that this boy be haunted. So that's fun. As he's just,
Well, if Sammy's haunted, that would explain why he has such a hard time controlling it, even when compared to other barbarians I know.
She nods, and it looks like I'm going to say that you got some of Sasha emotion in there. She had never seen Sammy be raged at her like that, and it scared her.
and there's a small pause before he's just,
But if he is haunted, well, he is, that
and he's trying to find the right words to communicate.
Sasha just, with message or Pema, just says, I mean, it's technically good news if we have a lead.
There's a nod as he's just,
I'll need to find out who is haunting Sammy, but if we help them find peace, then it should also help Sammy with his rage.
She nods. It seems like they're overprotective.
a nod.
When he goes in a rage, he's probably not feeling just his own.
She nods. There's a chance that we might be able to find information about different kinds of barbarians and their rage. I know the professor has a really big library, but I'm sure Anquil has pretty big libraries too. I haven't seen any of them yet, though.
There's a nod as he's just,
Yeah, I can do some investigating. I'm quite good at that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she seems to perk up and look at Pema, and she says this verbally. Pema's also a parcel cat. I think War has told you about those.
Yeah, I think I've heard a little bit about them.
She smiles and nods. Meaning you can send me letters. Sasha is my current letter name.
There is a nod as he's just, well, that's good to know. Or he pauses. And he fiddles with the bow tie again as he's just, should probably tell Sammy he's haunted.
Sasha nods. Do you want me to, or do you want to? You might be more tactful.
Real nods. Turns
Sasha
to
looks
Sammy.
understanding that her tact isn't the best all the time.
Unfortunately for everyone involved, there is a certain rule called the rule of funny, which means he has planned a very tactful way of saying all of this.
Sasha, who
But
doesn't realize.
he opens his mouth, and instead what comes out is the funniest way to tell Sammy this. So Camille turns to Sammy, opens his mouth, and is just, Sammy, you're haunted.
Sammy actually cracks up at that because he just like, what? Where did that come? I already knew. Hajime told me already.
Face palms. What did he say? Sorry.
While he was laughing, he says, I already knew that. Hajime told me already.
Sasha, like, Hajime told you?
Yeah, he was surprised that Mom and Dad weren't there. And
You didn't tell me you were haunted?
I forgot.
Fair enough.
Usually telling people that being haunted is one of those things that you would want to share with other people.
I'm sorry, I genuinely forgot.
Sasha looks at you fondly and just, like, you know that she's just like, yeah, that makes sense, but, like, affectionately.
And like, you guys don't have to roll an insight. He genuinely forgot. Because in his brain, they haven't caused any problems. So he doesn't know about the rage connection.
Alright. There's a small sigh from Camille as he's just,
Well, I mean, there's a little bit more to it than that. We think that, you being haunted and, them being there might be the reason why, it can be so hard for you to control your rages.
Sammy
You're probably
blinks.
feeling more than just your rage.
there's a nod.
Usually, if a ghost is sticking around, they either have a particular reason to do so, or they have very, very strong emotions. And sometimes it's both. So there's a very good chance that it's not your fault. I don't think anyone would be able to control themselves when feeling that much.
Rage.
Sammy just goes quiet at that. And he just kind of quietly says, oh. Feel free to roll insight.
Me. Bullshit score. Bullshit score. Damn it. Wait, no, it's a 26. I thought it was a 15. I misread it. They perceive, they incite.
Yep. Okay, with a 25 and a 26, you guys can tell that Sammy is disturbed, that he is being influenced by something other than himself, and also is concerned for the spirits in his Sammy way, because, if they're very angry, why are they angry? Can we help?
Yeah, you're given a very gentle elbow as he's just, of course, we're gonna figure out a way to help them.
And Sammy relaxes.
Sasha takes his hand and says, "Did Hajime say anything about them? I know he can see ghosts better than I can."
He didn't say a lot, but
he said he was surprised our parents went there. Why did he specify family?
I think a lot of them are family.
Oh. That would explain why I think they're being overprotective.
I don't think they liked what Mom and Dad were doing.
Considering that Mom said it was a family trade, probably not. She kind of looks down, and her shading goes a darker blue.
Well, since Hajime can see ghosts, we should probably visit him and see what they want.
It would be good to see Yukito again.
Yeah. We met this really nice innkeeper.
Like them. And I wouldn't mind seeing that tree again. Something about it is nice.
It was pretty.
Sasha gives you a fond smile, Camille.
He smiles back as he's just, always, I'm willing to help in whatever way I can.
Do you want to take a visit to Ghibli? Maybe when school is out. Kind of like a vacation trip.
Oh, right. You go to school. Sasha,
Rad
who's never been to school.
Rad has been thinking that he can homeschool me next year, so I wouldn't have to actually go.
Oh, that's great! You're way too smart for that school anyways.
Sasha
There's
nods.
a bit of a snort.
Sammy's grinning.
Besides of how many things I get into, I don't think that school is ready to deal with another year of it. Sorry, I couldn't make it to class today. There was another murder.
Sammy just nods
Sasha,
sagely.
Well, I mean, I guess you have been doing this for a while. May I ask a question? And you do not have to answer if you do not want to.
Oh, blinks before he nods.
Okay. May I roll insight going into this?
Sure.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just like, bullshit scar. Bullshit scar. I don't get to do this all the time. It's very exciting. 24. Okay. She just asks, how are you doing? From what I can piece together, there is Sammy helped you fight a nightmare. You solved murders, and you're offering to help us, or Sammy. And you said there was a support group, so that's good. So I guess you're doing better than you have before. But how are you doing?
And he kind of just blinks before he smiles as he's just, I'm doing fine, thank you.
I'll trust that.
Believe me, that he's doing a lot better than he was.
Sorry, what?
He said, believe me, he's doing a lot better than he was.
Sasha has a deep cyan come over her, and she looks relieved. Okay, good. Don't worry, I know that your life isn't going to be stress-free, but I mean, if you're okay with me considering you a younger sibling, then I'm going to be concerned a normal amount.
Oh, don't worry. There's plenty of people who would absolutely kick my butt if
She nods.
I got bad again.
Mm-hmm. Would Sammy say Juby was one of them?
Yep.
Like now? Because
Yep.
Sasha does not know that they're brothers.
Sammy, just especially considering Juby would Juby would have everyone's hide.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
Juby's
well,
little
I'm going
brothers?
to get his hide for. Oh, you know him?
I met him the other day. We had a really good conversation. I like him a lot.
Wait, you met Juby?
Oh, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, no, I did. He was playing somewhere, and I don't know. He was really nice.
Did you talk about anything?
We didn't talk about you, if that's what you're worried about, Sammy.
No.
We just acknowledged that we have a fondness of you.
Okay.
She kisses his cheek.
This is. I can.
Don't worry, I didn't pry. You know I don't pry.
He just weakly gestures.
He cares about you.
I know. When I don't. He just fidgets with a smile.
I did meet Blackberry, though. I don't know if you've met them yet, but they were a sweet little bird.
Oh.
If you ever meet them, maybe keep some blackberries on you in case you do.
Sammy's just a little relieved that he doesn't get a second chewing out.
Sasha turns back to Camille, though, and just says, if you ever want someone just to listen, let me know. I'm pretty good at that. And she smiles.
Sammy nods.
And then she fidgets for a second. Is it okay to consider you a younger brother?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. I mean,
Okay.
considering that Juby likes you, he has probably already adopted you.
She looks ecstatic. Really?
Of course. He can kind of come off as a bit of a dickhead, but he is getting better, and honestly, he is actually a really great older brother. He cares a lot.
Onto that. I guess I can see how you can maybe come off as not the best, but he was fine with me.
Well, he's had a lot of development, and I might have to beat some more into him soon.
Part of it might have been because I kept giving him gossip about other people. She smiles.
Sammy snorts.
There is very
Nothing
much
too
a
personal.
grin from Camille as he's just,
Oh, yeah, he loves gossip.
Yeah. He's going to teach me how to play cards, too. She smiles.
By play, he probably means cheat.
Oh, yes. No, that's what I want to learn.
Oh, remind me to never play cards with you.
Well, I mean, we don't have to bet anything. It's good practice. I mean, what if you're ever in a situation where it would be good to win? Wouldn't it be better to win?
Oh, I
Oh,
never
well, then
said that
maybe
I
you can
don't know how
teach me
to
too.
cheat.
I'm
He
not very good at
pauses
deception.
As he's just, you're better off learning that from Juby.
Okay, well, then maybe we can practice together. I'm sure as a detective, it's good to know how to cheat.
Sammy's just sitting here.
As a detective, it's good to know lots of things.
She smiles.
Camille looks over at Sammy and is just, whoa, I am so sorry for you.
Sammy's just sitting here.
Hence you a more morally gray sister than Sammy.
He's just sitting here, and like you could totally tell that he's like started to think about, but what if you get caught? What if this happens? What if that happens? And just
Sasha, I just rather know if rather heard a lot of the guards playing cards before, and it seems like something that would be advantageous to know as a strange life skill considering our plot.
Sammy grows kind of quiet at that and goes, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense."
He nods. If it comes up, I'd rather be prepared than not.
No, that makes sense. I'm glad that Juby's
And-
gonna teach you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well,
Also, I hope I get to meet the bird again. He was very nice.
Burb.
And Camille sort of gives Sammy a bit of a shit-eating grin as he's just,
maybe Juby can teach you too.
But I. He just kind of points at his shading.
It might be good to learn.
If there's anyone who can teach a color-changing Toon how to lie properly, it would be Juby.
Sasha nods.
Sammy just quietly under his breath. He's already offered to teach me that.
I've been asking Seeker, and I think I'll ask Juby too. I know I'm not the best at lying, but I'm trying to get practice catching lies, so at least I know if something's not okay or safe.
That's smart.
Don't forget that you can play off your strengths, Sammy. If you're not good at one thing, you can try to find something else to compensate.
I hold these two very soft. Sammy loves them both.
sometimes you
nods.
just gotta encourage your brother to,
To cheat.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're looking for misdirection instead of lying, you can always talk to Leo.
Sammy perks up.
Sasha. Sparkles.
Leo's
I mean,
nice.
They do make a lot of jokes about him flubbing certain things, but he's very good at projecting a certain image of himself, and oftentimes if people think that they have the correct image of you, they're not going to pry any further.
Sammy, blink, blink, blink. Whoa.
So you can get very far without ever telling a lie.
And Sasha nods.
Sammy just internal monologue of, whoa, that's cool.
And Camille very much pushing his brothers together.
Bond, motherfuckers. Anyway, we've been going a while. Is there anything else that we need to address?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I do have something funny that
Yes.
Oh.
that Camille can close on. Is he kind of just grins as he's just, by the way,
Does Arata know about your boyfriend?
Sammy, choking on his own spit,
Sasha
instantly
turns
pink.
away. She's trying
Oh,
not
he
to laugh.
doesn't.
And I feel like we can just do the circle in closing pop.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Sammy trapped.
good. Kane instinct zeroing in. Target acquired.
But yeah, with that, thank you for having this FPS with me. It was very soft, and it has fed the lore gremlin that lives within me.
Good.
Uh,
Camille is mostly caught up, I believe, with at least the Sammy things.
Yep.
And knows enough about Sasha. Ish.
He knows a good bit about Sasha, and they can bond. And
Yes.
Sasha got to hold the baby.
Sasha got to hold the baby twice.
Hell yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the main thing she cares about. That, and they figured out some Sammy things. Is just like, maybe next time tell me if you're haunted by ghosts. But thank you all for listening.
This was fantastic. Thank you guys for joining me and also being patient with me and my spoons.
No, you're
This was a
good.
long time coming.
Yeah, no, I think it worked out well though.
Yeah, I think it's in a very good spot.
Yes.
And thank you all for listening, both now and in the future. Bye.
Bye.